summer. Oh, that feeling of being out on the water, or maybe the back porch with an ice cold drink in your hand. Maybe it's lemonade, iced coffee, or sparkling water in your favorite emotional support cup. Just enough time to take a breath, maybe crack a smile, and get a little boost that will help you today as a leader. Welcome to the vibe of the Joyosity Summer Sips. So whether you are a seasoned leader, you've been here a long time, or you're just figuring out what Joyosity podcast is, or a new leader kind of figuring out your way through the chaos, you belong here. And we base all of our work on 3 bedrock beliefs. Number 1, true leadership requires more than surface level strategies. It requires a profound commitment to everything that makes us human. And number 2, using genuine curiosity, we can create positive culture with complex people because, listen, complex people are all we got. And number 3, joy is the heartbeat of a healthy leader and a healthy organization. So we put joy and fun and play right in the center of our work. I'm Jenn Whitmer, international speaker, leadership consultant, author, and all-around joy bringer, hosting you and guiding us along the way. With my co-host and podcast producer, Shelby Merriweather, we're serving up short, refreshing episodes this season. Just a conversation between Shelby and me that highlight what we learned over the 24-25 season of the Joyosity podcast. Each summer sip is just 8 to 12 minutes long, perfect for your walk, drive, or your morning pick-me-up. So be sure to check out the show notes for the full episodes if you want to dig in more what the full month was about and get a little boost for your leadership in this summer season. And if you want to keep practicing with joy while you're waiting for my book, Joyosity, to come out this fall, join the Joyosity Works Very Important Party at jennwhitmer.com/books. That's Jenn with 2 N's, jennwhitmer.com/books. You'll get my 5-minute Friday videos that are quick, practical, and full of joy-fueled leadership tools that you can use right away. So now, grab your icy glass and let's take a sip. We kind of turned to Krista, Krista Monson used to work for Cirque du Soleil. She was a creative director and casting director, and now she's a documentarian. And she gave us this survival guide, these like 7 survival guides. And we're not going to go through all of them, but the reason I asked her to be on the podcast is because I saw her speak on this one. And that's why I wanted to come back to it, was the word just, how we minimize the word just. And it wasn't that you don't get to use the word just, it's that you need to be conscious of it. And I think about that all the time. Like, I still correct myself. I was like, I didn't mean to use the word just. I want to say it this way. Because we minimize so much of our own capacity, our own creativity, our own worth by saying just all the time.
And that conversation was really helpful to me because I use just all the time. And it's something that, like, even on my team, I've been called out on very lovingly because somebody on my team was like, Shelby, like, you make it sound like we don't do the most. Like, you make it sound like it's like not that big of a deal, like all the stuff that we're doing. And she was very lovingly like, we do a lot. Like, there's a lot of things that we're doing. And like, this is a real thing. Like, this is not because I have structured my business in a way that, like, moms get to work, but the work is still having to be done, and it's still very real work. And so it was that conversation and the conversation with my teammate that I was like, I gotta be careful with that word. Like, just it sneaks in there and it really like downgrades the greatness of things, I think. And I loved that. I loved that point that
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Such a good reminder.
Yeah.
And so many others, like connecting with the sublime. I had a conversation with Krista. We were talking on the phone as I was walking in my neighborhood before the podcast. And so now every single time I think about Krista, I think about this specific pear tree that's in my neighborhood. So we just had a tornado come through our neighborhood, and I'm so glad that pear tree is still there. I mean, it's still there. It's small enough that it wasn't one of the big giant trees. And because I think about that, like that connection with her, but also the connection with the sublime, with creation, with outdoors, with nature. That
Wasn't she talking about, like, laying on the ground in a vineyard and watching
yes,
the bees? And, like,
which is how she came up with an entire choreography for Cirque. Yes.
I was like, that was so cool because I was like, that just reminds me that, like, some of the most brilliant people take time to lay in the grass and watch the bees. Like,
I think the brilliant people take the time,
yes.
not just some of them.
Yeah,
They may not be watching bees,
yeah,
but they take the time. Yeah.
yeah. I love that.
The book you sent me that I love and have dog-eared, called The Creative Act, by Rick Riordan, not Rick Riordan, Rick, oh my gosh, we'll put it in the show notes.
I was gonna
But
say, I don't
he
remember.
talks a lot about that, like time, like it just takes rest and time. And
Mhm.
Krista has that same time connection
And
in all of them.
openness.
And
Openness
openness.
to receiving that message, which I loved.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
thought was really
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Now don't just nod along. Go do something with what you just heard. What's your one tiny action step? And make sure you check the show notes for the link to the full episodes Shelby and I were just talking about if you want more than just a sip. And get in on the Joyosity Works very important party at jenwhitmer.com/books. You'll get the 5-minute Friday videos straight to your inbox, quick, useful, and full of joy-filled leadership tools. So we will see you next week for another sip.